And welcome to another episode of the Benchwarmers. I'm joined as always by my co-host Brad Bain. Bainey, good to be back.
Chook, it's fantastic, mate, and we're in a different setting. We're at Rejuvenate, Massage and Fitness, and what a lovely establishment this is.
Beautiful little office down here with the owner, Brad Banks. He's looking after us tonight and even kept the frothies going.
Fantastic, lovely touch. Now, Chookie, the Matildas, the first week in about a month, they're not going to feature in our Feel Good fill-up. Honourable mention off the top. They did us all proud. They just couldn't quite get over the line, but God, they were good.
They were good, and it was good to see at the parade Nikki Webster, a favourite of mine, come up to sing Strawberry Kisses, which was the team song this tournament as well. So good to see, and we've got to remember a different location. We've got to thank our major sponsor, though, the Exchange Hotel, who do help this show go to air every week, as well as all of our sponsors that help the show go to air each and every week. Brad, we're going to have a quick break, get straight into the Feel Good fill-up.
And thanks to Rams Home Loans Northern Adelaide, we are back with another massive instalment of the Feel Good fill-up, aren't we, Matt?
We are. We're back with another episode in Rams Home Loans. Very good to us, Brad.
Yes.
If you are looking to refinance your new or existing home, give Rams Northern Adelaide a call today.
Yeah, they're a great mob down at Rams Home Loans Northern Adelaide. Another couple great people, Chookie, I've got for you. Sadly, the Matildas couldn't quite make it this week, but they did get a few mentions the last few weeks. Straight off the top, Chookie, Devon Robertson, a name that's not super familiar on the footy field, but God, is coming up, isn't he? The rising star is starting to get a few kicks, but more importantly, Chookie, the shirt came off last week playing for Brisbane, and importantly, his Instagram followers have gone from 11.1k to 42.4 thousand. After the shirts come off.
Yeah, I wish that happened to my Instagram account when my shirt come off, Brad, but running a very good Stephen Trigg, Devon is.
Yes, he is. He's keeping himself in very good nick. So kudos to the Brisbane fitness staff. And they're doing a fantastic job keeping him in that. And allegedly, Chook, if you say allegedly, you're allowed to say whatever you want after that. Allegedly, he's been offered a massive multi-year deal from the West Coast Eagles, you tell me.
Yeah, on the back of Friday night as well is what you wanted to drop. But no, he's a Perth boy, and there's an offer from West Coast there. There's an offer from Brisbane as well. So you'd stay, wouldn't you, with where the lines are going at the moment? Yeah,
and a rig like that, I hope West Coast could keep him in that sort of nick if he went down there. But well done, Devon, and well done to the Brisbane fitness staff for keeping him that sort of nick. And 42,000 followers, he's flying. Chookie, AFL, the umpires, they have copped it this week. We won't go into detail there.
Touchy subject.
Crom are they're done for the year. Controversial call. We won't talk about that anymore. But the umpires have copped it. We're going to focus on the positives for the Feel Good fill-up. And an umpire that might be able to teach the AFL umpires a few things is none other than Rob Polito, who wins the Feel Good fill-up this week. Rob Polito brought up his 300 games this week, umpiring in the Barossa Light and Gawler. How good is that?
Oh, he's such a superstar, and he's well loved across all teams, Rob. And he's been doing it for a long time, but good to finally get to his 300. We spoke about Caleb doing his 1500th game. Rob's 20 years older and finally got to his 300th.
Nah, that's right. Rob's a purist of the game. He sticks to one game or 1.5 or 2 games per weekend. He chips in where needed, Chook. Some liken him to the Daniel Menzel of umpiring.
Yes.
He's been through it all. He's had his fair share of injuries, poor old Rob. But he super professional, Chook, and he's keeping himself out on the park at the minute, right at the pointy end of the year as well. I'd love to see him do another grand final, because we know how good he is. A multiple golden whistle winner, Chookie.
He is, yes.
The best umpire in the Barossa for the year. That's the award.
Good to see you had to read the notes to work out what the award was as well. But he's won it a lot of times and umpired a lot of grand finals, and he's got a mean forehand on the tennis court as well, Rob.
Yes, you've flipped through my notes as well. Actually, I was going to talk about his backhand. Federer would kill for. He loves his tennis. You're dead right, but I did go to my notes because I was just checking that the golden whistle hasn't actually been named after him yet, after he's won it so many times. I would like to start a petition. If it's not named after Caelan Sullivan, it's got to be named after Rob Polito soon, I think.
Yeah, I'll get on board with that and to help drive that for you.
And he's a fantastic lad, isn't he? You love to give him shit, and he loves it more than anyone to give it back, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Take us back to Xavier, like on the footy field or in the schoolyard. You could say whatever you want to him, but it comes back just as hard, like his back end.
Yes, well said, Brad. But, we've obviously had a lot to do with Robert going to Xavier and him being a house director and vice principal through those times. And you never like to get called into his office when you've done something wrong, which only happened once for me and never would have happened for you. Bake. But he was great in the schoolyard, loves a laugh. We had a lot of fun with him. We even dressed up as Rob for Xavier Day in 2013 in our year 12 years. So he's one of the great men, and you love to take the piss out of him, and he'll take the piss back.
That's right. He's a fantastic lad, Chooky, isn't he? But so are Rams Home Loans Northern Adelaide, and we couldn't do it without them, Chook. We'll be back next week for another instalment of the Feel Good Fill Up.
Yes, another great instalment of the Feel Good Fill Up there by you, Bainey. Let's have a look at round 16 of the Barossa League this week. Getting close to the pointy end, Brad. Game 1 was an absolute thriller. Gawler Central's 13-5-83, defeating Freeling 12-10-82. Gawler Central storming home in that one.
Chook, a massive game for the ladder, as we know. We'll probably touch on that a bit later. Gawler Central's a crucial game for them. I think if they lost, they were all but done for the year. So they've kept their season alive. Best there for Gawler Central's Charlie Molyneux in his 100th, if you don't mind. It was the Charlie show there. Brad Mitchell second, and Jamie Koff back from injury third as well. Koff 4 goals, Molyneux 3, and Jenner 2 for Freeling with that narrow loss. Ozzie Poulton best, Scott Dutchke second, and Lovell with Ross, the multiple goal kicker, with 4.
Yeah, good to see my boy Ozzie Poulton in there as well. And you talk about Charlie in his 100th and what a stalwart he's been of the Gawler Central Footy Club. Probably stiff not to make the Feel Good Fill Up, but if there's someone that's taken as long as him to get to his 100th, it's Rob getting to his 300th.
That's right, Chooky. He and another one because of that's dealt with a lot of injuries over a time, but he's not unfamiliar with the establishment that we're in. Rejuvenate, Massage and Fitness. He comes down here to keep the body just nice and tuned up and gets him across the line.
Seasoned professional he is. He knows his own body, Brad.
Yes, no, he does, Chooky. You're dead right. Chooky. Gawler Central, though, they were 2 goals down at three-quarter time, so something there. They've kept their bodies right. Joel Hoff, the Gawler Central Footy Factory's kept them fit as well. They've got up by 1 point there, so they'd be really happy with that. They are now tied with Williston on points going into... so we'll digest who they play next week, but we know last round Gawler Central play Williston, so... We love that sort of stuff, Chuck.
Oh, yeah, we do, Brad. So looking forward to talking a bit more about that and the implications in the last couple of rounds a little later on. Let's have a look at game 2 and talked about Williston. This was a big one, Brad. Barossa District 23-14, 152, defeating Williston 3-2-20. Unbelievable from Barossa and something we probably didn't see coming. I reckon you tipped Williston.
You think you might be wrong. I think I might have said it was a close game. I think. But Barossa, we knew they have been a little bit shaky compared to the start of the season. They were probably the clear second side early, and then they probably dropped a couple to Gawler Centrals, I think.
They did.
Early in the year. But they would have really got themselves up for this one. This was an important one, although we thought the ladder couldn't change too much, Chook. You still want to be playing your best footy this time of year, but that does still potentially keep them open to jump Newry with some upsets as well. So Barossa best there, Mazzone. He's back in good form, Chook. He's had his mid-year getaway and he is fit and firing. Dewey, we know how good he is, second best, and Griffiths third. Goals there, Dew 4, Mazzone 3, Griffiths 3, Riswick 3 and Schillerbeer 2. That tightens up the leading goal kicking just a touch as well. Wills 2 and Williston best, Deacon Davis, Clinch, he's a star, and Saxon Evans, the young ruck, with their goal kickers. Evans, Stansborough, Toddy on debut. He's a star, and Storm 1 as well for Williston Chook.
Yeah, beautiful to see, and it'll be interesting to chat to Coach Damien Herzick this week and see what the plans are going into round 17 of the season. And obviously, you're in the 4 at the moment. Big chance to play finals, and you want to be tidying up a few things with the last 2 games for that elimination final.
That's right, Chook, and hopefully they can tidy up a few of the injuries as well. I know they had a very young side in that looks quite different to hopefully some of the names that might come back into that. So it was a very young side. But they would have liked to put up a little bit more of a fight than they did. But I'm sure they'll work on it. But Chooky, that leading goal kicker race. Shillabeer 47, Ryswick 43. And wouldn't it be interesting, Chucky, 2 rounds to go, if they could actually manage to tie this thing? I reckon that would be a world first.
Well, there might be something that they're working towards down at Doggyland, and we'll keep a close eye on it.
We'll keep a close eye on it, because who knows, Chuck? We'll have to hit up Petey Argent the last time that happened, if ever, in footy.
I like it. Same team as well. I couldn't think of it.
Incredible.
Let's have a look at the next game, Brad. It was South Gawler 11-9-75 defeating Newry 2-14-26. Top of the table clash. A very interesting one. 20 scoring shots to 16, but Newry didn't have their kicking boots on.
That's right, Chuck, they didn't. We both tipped South last week. I think we both thought it might have been a little bit closer than this, but we know Newry, I say it every week, they just do what they need to this time of year, and we know that they've nearly just about sewn up second spot. So I'm sure they'll be working on something in the background, Chucky. South best, Lockie Arnold, he is a star in the ruck. Paddy White and Bailey Zoe were the other best there. Barchi back to some decent form this year, Chuck. He's a star. 3 goals. Gilchrist 3, Gurney 2, Clements 2, Newry best there, Westlake, Scott Bentley, and our boy Mitchie Norton, the wall. Their goals, James Bentley 1 and Cooper Koleski 1, Chuck.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's a big win for South, and obviously in interesting conditions, I believe. It was a bit wet underfoot for the Lions, and they'd be having some nightmares of the granny last year when they had to play Newry in those conditions. So that'll be a good one for the confidence for the Lions heading into finals.
That's dead right, Chuck. Yeah, obviously they'd like to play in a little bit of rain before it comes to that last weekend in September. Just some injury news there, Chucky. Anthony Simpson, little cop to the scon. His nose is a little bit out of shape, but hopefully that doesn't put him out for too long. But Chuck, South, we know how good they are, and a 5-goal last quarter as well probably suggests that they are a fit side as well. Chuck.
It certainly does, and the S&C would be very happy with their efforts.
They would, whoever that is, Chuck. I'm a physio, but
I'm guessing you're doing
whoever it is. Paddy White, though. Paddy White would be keeping
Pat
nice
training
and fit.
would be getting to work.
Would be nice and fit. But Chucky, to come, Newry and Barossa both have a bye, but then so Newry have a bye next week. They're just above Barossa at the minute. But they played Kapunda last week. So if they get that done, they have locked up second spot, which we think they would.
Yes.
But I'm sure we'll digest that more later.
We will, absolutely we will, but I'm with you on that one. Let's have a look at the last game, Brad. It was Tanunda 8-6-54 defeating Angaston 6-7-43.
Chucky, tight one here, and 2 teams that'll be liking to take a bit of confidence into next year, and they'll be looking to work hard in the off-season, maybe top up their list a little bit. Tanunda best, Tom Hahn, also the best on ground with the Kleinig medal. Henry Voigt 2nd and Westhoff 3rd. Goals there, our boy JT, Jared Trainer, he loves a goal this year, Chucky, with 3 goals. Brooks 3 and Calhoun, your boy Muffins, I believe you call him, Chuck, 2 goals. Angaston best, Tommy Ryan, he is a star, he's turning back the clock.
Good to see.
Corcoran and Haddon, and goals there for Angaston, Anthony 2.
Yeah, and good to see, obviously, 2 teams around the same mark on the ladder, and there's a fierce rivalry between there, so good to see them have a good solid hit out sort of with their seasons wrapping up over the next couple of weeks as well.
That's right, Chuck. Early on, though, it was Angaston with a hot start, 4-1 in the first quarter. Tanunda have restricted Angaston to 2 goals for the rest of the game, so it was a real arm wrestle through the middle of the game. Tanunda 3-1 in the last quarter, so they'll take a lot of confidence out of that for the last couple of games.
Absolutely, they will be, Brad. Good to see some big games in the competition this week. We're going to have a quick break, thank our sponsors again, and come back and have a look at the round 17 games. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors that help the show go to air each and every week. Make sure you get down and support local as well. They're all local businesses doing great thing and involved in the community. Brad, let's have a look at round 17. Game 1, Kapunda taking on Angaston.
Chucky, I like how Angaston have gone about it this year. Kapunda are battling, and that's obviously, we've seen that in the results. I think they'll put up a nice fight, but I think Angaston will do this one comfortably. Yeah,
I'm with the Panthers with you there as well. Game 2, Brad, South Gawler taking on Freeling.
Chucky, we know how good South Gawler are. They haven't slipped up this year. They're just going from strength to strength. I think Freeling will make them work early. They'll put up a good fight, but I think South will be too strong. Yeah,
I think you're wrong. I think South Gawler are going to absolutely pants them. That's the way the form South Gawler are in at the moment. I've liked Freeling this year. I've been on the bandwagon. I just think South Gawler are just fine-tuning a few things heading into finals there. It's an undertaking on Williston, Brad, in Game 3.
This will be an interesting one, Chook, and we know it is... So Centrals and Williston, we should touch on. They're tied on 7 wins. They play each other in the last round. So this game is massive for both teams, Centrals and X. I think Williston will... they obviously missed a few players on the weekend. We don't know what with, but they had a very, very young list compared to usual. I think all those boys will get themselves up, or a lot of them. I think Williston will get the chockies.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the theatre and whatever all the neutrals want to see here, and that's a Tanunda win.
Yep.
And I'll go straight to the 4th game, a Barossa win, and the 4th spot come down to the last game, Williston and Centrals, because how good a spectacle would that be, Brad?
So, Chookie, it's an interesting concept. They're tied on 7 wins, so whether they both win or both lose, anything could happen.
Well, I don't think Gawler Central's beaten Barossa.
That's what you're getting at. Okay, so we should touch on the last game of the round. Is Barossa versus Gawler Centrals. Chook, who do you take?
I think Barossa, but I'd love to see...
Yes.
Yeah, I want to see Barossa win, Tanunda win, and
come down to Williston in the last one. Okay.
In the Damien Herzig Cup.
Yes, that's right, Chookie. I think Barossa are a quality outfit, Chook, and they... So to touch on this one, to give the ladder some spice as well, they can go second overnight, Barossa, with Newry having the bye this week. Newry then do play Kapunda in the last round, and Barossa have the bye. So I think we might have a little switcheroo there. So Barossa might go second, and I think they'll flip back down in the last round. And I hope for your sake you're dead right, and it does come down to the last round. It'd be great to follow Williston versus Gawler Centrals. There could be some spice in that in the last one.
Oh, absolutely could be. There's a bit on the line.
Yes.
2 clubs that traditionally are fierce rivals, and both teams will be looking forward to that one if it comes down to a final as well. So looking forward to this week first, and then obviously heading into the last round, what that ladder can do there as well, Brad. But thank you to everyone for tuning in. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors, especially the Exchange Hotel, our major sponsor. We look forward to seeing everyone at Local Footy this weekend, and we'll see you all next week.